It was not on.
It just says it's on.
Check.
You good?
Cool.
Peter Pepper, pick peppers.
What are you talking about? iPro.
Hi, Pro.
Yeah, no, you're talking about just people that don't have the experience of the context and what you're doing, so they see it at face value. So you see a guy that's coming off a fucking helicopter in Afghanistan with no iPro on. And people don't say anything about it. And you see that same guy shooting on the flat range, but he's engaged with the enemy, not wearing iPro. No big deal. You see that same guy shooting on the flat range in fucking Hereford, and then everybody goes fucking wild. Like, I get it. If we're shooting steel, we put on iPro, but that's a training artificiality. When you're training, you're doing that. It's like, how many ops do you fucking do with no goddamn air pro? It's like running in Visio.
Like 70, 80%. Like, I wore Peltors for, like, the very first part of my career, and I was like, this is crap. I hate being on Peltor land, so it was just
like,
Visio.
Yeah, we'd run the fucking bone phones, dude. No ear pro, and, like, breaches go off, and everything goes off, and they're like, oh, that's so fucking stupid. You're like, dude, I understand you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but it's like when you try hunting humans at fucking night, like, you have to be able to absorb all the fucking sound inside of that structure. In Peltor land, dude, like, every rock you step on, it fucking sounds like there's fucking shit going off. Like, it makes you
Sounds like you're tumbling down a mountain. You're not using your senses.
No. Like, it'd be the exact
no matter
same.
Any artificiality, you're not going to enhance your senses. But
That's why I talk about with these fucking mandibles and fucking 4-2 night vision over the ear pro. I get it. It's safe. Try doing CQB in a fucking motorcycle helmet. 100% ballistic. Fuck you. You'll never get a pro to do that.
Yeah.
You can't do it. Not against armed opposition. It's like not when you're actually trying to be in tune with these fucking people. It's like, I get the ballistic protection. I get it. But it's like, if I can't process the information in real time, there's such a fucking delay, man. My senses aren't there. I'd rather lose my hearing a little bit and I gotta wear ear pro or fucking hearing aids. Cry me a river. I wear them. But it's like, I needed to do it in that moment. When people see that and they're talking shit, like, put on some fucking iPro, you're like, dude, I get it. And yes, if I'm going to be an ambassador for what the fuck ever, I should put on iPro. But that's not what the fuck we'd really do. So for this, it'd be no different. Did you ever do that fucking drill when you're in squadron shooting out of a vehicle with no ear pro on? Mm-hmm. They make you do it? Yep. It's like a fam to understand how loud it is. Like, people hear that and like, what? What do you think is going to happen? You pull up at a fucking four-way and shit goes fucking white hot. Hold! Give me my fucking iPro! Give me my iPro! Are you driving around with clear iPro on? No. Give my Peltors. You driving around fucking some third world country in Peltors? No. You're just going to fucking send it. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, stop making everything so goddamn regimented. Like, I have to walk around my fucking boots blouse like some fucking retard. I don't have to, man. Like, it's unconventional for a reason. There ain't nothing conventional about it. Like, I hate that one-dimensional mindset. Like, it has to be my way or it's wrong. It's like, no, man. And the people who say that shit, like, this is the only way to do it. It must be done my way, this way. This method is the only way. You are a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
I hate that, dude. There are a million different ways to do this whole thing. I mean, you and me did it. We just went down there. We've never done CQB together. That was the easiest transition I've ever made.
Never stepped in a house together, mate.
Never. We could have run that whole motherfucker, killed everybody. Just reading body language. It's all the same shit. Once you understand the concept and the theory.
Principles overlap it, all of it.
Overlay, man. Overlay.
Once you understand the basics of a tool, you can utilize that tool in unconventional methods. Like, everyone knows how to use it. If you know how to fucking expertly handle a hammer, you can do fucking magical things with a hammer. Magical things, not just fucking hammer nails. Yeah. And a lot of people get that concept of, hammer's a hammer. CQB. No.
It really isn't.
Like, if you know the basics of CQB, it's easier to start branching off in some of the specialties, because CQB is such a layered skill set. It's inquiries we get for training. It's like, I want to learn CQB. And I'm like, I always throw them off. Like, what type of CQB? Like, what are you trying to get out of it? What's your training goals?
Yeah.
You telling me you want to learn CQB doesn't tell me anything. CQB is something that I learned and fucking grew over the course of my 14-year career.
Like, that's the shit that, in one of our buddies, you'll know what I'm saying, he hit me with this. He's like, talking about CQB with people don't understand it is like when a layman walks up to a sniper, what's your cold bore? Like, what are the fucking variables?
Yeah.
What is it?
Such an expansive question.
It's like you don't even know how to ask the fucking question.
Well, that's I
what's your cold bore distance?
I compare it to dancing. Like, if I've walked up to a professional dancer and say, "Hey, teach me how to dance," he's gonna be like, "What kind of dance? Like, what do you want to learn about dancing?" No, I want to learn how to dance. I want to be a dancer like you. What do you mean like me? Like, I'm a professional in many aspects of dancing.
I've been dancing for 25 fucking years.
Yeah. Ballet, waltz, two-step, country, music, western, hip hop. Like, it's people don't think it's one way mindset with CQB. It's a very multi-level, multidisciplined, multi-branch type of skill set.
But check this out, right? The people that say that invariably to me, they consider what it is as a science. They think CQB is a science. There's like once you know the formula, you can just use that formula.
The same input will give you the same output every time.
It's an art.
It's
an art
definitely
form,
art.
and it's not a science. And again, it's that you talk about senses there. To me, it's massive. Like a couple of examples of where that's been, really pertinent for me. You can have the skill set and you have the mindset, but when you're on the X, you're using your senses to employ it. Without those senses and without that judgment and that ability to process information, which is what makes you an operator, we can teach anyone to do CQB. We can teach anyone to be motivated to a point, but the application of it comes down to how the individual sees it and perceives it on the ground, and that is down to senses. I remember we did a job, we were doing a call out on some ISIS dudes, and they definitely did not want to come out of the house, and that whole thing went on for a couple of hours. And it got to the point where we were systematically clearing from one side of the building to the other. And we were at the point where we were throwing hand grenades in now and clearing with the dogs. It was like the final bit of clearance, and these guys were dug in. They were serious, and they'd bought a ticket, and they were willing to go all the way. Busy night for us. But as you're clearing up the compounds, I used to wear, because it was summertime, the over-the-ear peltors, the ones with the little ears.
Yeah.
And I purposely used to take them out, especially when I'm doing the final bit of the assault, or FAPs, final assault position. I used to take them out because my situational awareness goes through the roof.
Yeah.
To turn down the radio, if not, you can hear it.
Exactly. And what was interesting about this one, exactly, mate, on this instance, as we were clearing up, the whole team were moving forward to literally the last room in this compound, like a traditional L shape, and we were clearing from the courtyard from left to right as you'd look at it. I could hear somebody. I could hear somebody circling the drain. I could hear them praying. We thought the structure was clear. So we're like, stop. And I said to the team leader at the time, I said, bro, there's somebody still alive in that building. He's still there. He's like, no. I was like, bro, there is. I can hear him. He pulled his pelleter out, and then sure as fuck, we could hear this dude fucking circling around. That changed the tactic completely. That was a back off, go around the back of the building, hand grenades in again. But we thought that building was clear. We were about to commit a dog into that room, which is lucky we didn't, because there was an armed dude in there that was ready to go. But the point is your senses are all you have. That's what separates you from them. And if you put yourself in a bubble, whether it's eye pro, ear pro, extra PPE, you see guys that are like, oh, I've got side plates on, I've got front plates on, I've got neck plates on, groin protectors. That's great, but you've got no agility on the battlefield. Your agility is what gives you the advantage. The ability to move around at night is an advantage. If you can't do that because you're too heavy, you can't do that because you can't hear properly, you can't do that because you can't see properly, or your kit's cumbersome, the advantage that you've got over your enemy starts to dwindle pretty quickly. And people will say, well, you've got less protection, or your eyes, or this. It's like, that's a worst case scenario. But for how this is probably going to play out, the advantages that I need, the 1%ers that I need, are everywhere in everything I do. Not just in how I'm prepared, but how I'm equipped, and then how I apply that on the battlefield. Like, any one of those things on their own is irrelevant. You've got to combine it all. And you really need to feel that. You feel the target, don't you? How many times have you guys been on the target, and within 10 seconds of being there, this is going to be a quiet night? You just feel that atmospherics is a real thing. Spider senses are a real thing. People haven't been talking about it for 20 years for no reason. It's real. You get in tune with it, and especially if you're hitting the same sorts of targets every night, or at least regularly, you get a feel for the areas that you're working in. You get a feel for the types of targets set. Are they financiers? Probably not going to fight you. Are they fighters? Definitely going to fight you. It's all those little bits and pieces that all adds to the feeling. The job that we did was through feeling for the most part. I don't know if you disagree with that, but I definitely felt that, like, being connected to it as closely as I can. And it's the same, not to digress or go on, but it's the same reason we wear certain types of footwear for CQB. I want to feel the ground underneath my feet. I need to feel it. I don't wear gloves. Oh, but what happens? No, I need to feel detonators going into initiation sets. I need to feel magazine release catches being pressed. I want intimacy with all my equipment. Like, if you haven't got that, you're already fighting a losing battle. How many times have you tried to throw a flashbang in a big, thick pair of gloves because it's freezing? It's impossible. I'm no longer combat effective. It's those details, but to the original point, that if you haven't been through that and you don't feel that, then I completely understand why people would question it. I get it, like, well, how come you're not doing that? but it's not out of ignorance that they're doing it. It's just out of the fact that you don't know what you don't know. But it's important that a lot of the things that people see, especially on the internet, you got to know the context behind them. And again, I think as people that create stuff and put it on the internet, we've got to take responsibility that what we assume is the context that we understand and what we take for granted, some people have got no idea whatsoever about. So maybe just highlighting some of those things, the context of why. And I know we're big on it, whether it's on the flat range or it's in the killing house or whatever we're doing. The why is massive to us. We'll spend a lot of time explaining that why. And when guys are armed with the why, they're in a much better position. But again, that assumption of knowledge and just taking for granted that everybody knows that why sometimes is detrimental, right? And I think sometimes you do have to put a bit of time in just to explain that in a way that doesn't come across as condescending or patronising. And we're happy to do that. But when somebody points a finger and goes, "You're fucked up because you don't have iPro on," it's like, brother, just chill out.
Yeah, shit. Like I've done more no iPro on. You
Yeah.
fuck off.
If you ask me why I haven't got it on, I will tell you, and happy to tell you. But be careful.
There was a picture of me jumping. We were doing a hey-ho, and he goes, "I see you lost your iPro." No. He's like, "You have to jump with goggles."
Not if you're hopping and popping, you don't.
No, brother. No, you don't. That's the last thing you fucking need. And he's like, "I'd never let you out of my airplane without goggles on." But that's why you ain't a fucking JM.
Yeah.
Like, you won't see anybody wearing them.
Yeah.
For what? I've got night vision on my face. Suck in my eyes and jump out of the bird. Swim. Like, dude, it's the same thing. Like people used to bitch about wearing long sleeve shirts. Got to have full limb coverage. I'm like,
Yeah.
brother, there is a massive difference with absorbing energy inside of a fucking structure in short sleeve by long sleeve.
Yeah.
100%. Like, when we first fucking checked in, about feeling the pulse on the fucking walls.
Yeah.
That saved me more times than I can fucking count. There's a motherfucker in this room. I can feel him. I can feel him reverberate through the fucking tile floor. There's a fucking dude in this room. Like, that's never fucking failed me. You walk in, all the hair on your arm stands up, like, oh, okay. Very hard to do in fucking 3 layers of fucking fabric, man. There's a famous fucking digging through 9 inches of fabric for 3 inches of dick.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want that, dude.
No.
I don't want base layers on top of base layers and all this bullshit. Like, I want intimate contact, to your point. I don't wear fucking gloves.
Yeah.
Like,
I wanna
unless
feel
the
the air.
hey-ho above 30,000 feet, you won't catch me in gloves.
No.
You won't see a picture of me jumping with gloves probably ever. I'm not wearing that. Same thing for breaching. I'm not wearing that shit. We talked about it that night when I did that fucking beachside raid. Fucking around with the locking mechanism,
Yeah.
and I was able to fucking press my finger in it hard enough to pull it out of my knots and focus and see the fucking key indentation was a handcuff key. That was the only way to unlock that box. That's why I didn't fuck with it.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't getting through this. It's too fucking loud. Like, if I would have known that, I'm just feeling around with this giant fucking box, I would have sat there for 20 minutes. Like, no sense in fucking with this. It's double locked. We're out.
Yeah.
Everybody up and over, right? But if you don't know that,
No.
you have to know that. You got to wear gloves. What about this? What about that? I'll deal with that shit in the hospital if it happens. That's worst case scenario. Where this is a guaranteed. I need all my senses. I need to be able to touch these things. Yeah, just weird. But your point, yeah, like to make sure we're expanding upon the why. Like, why is he doing that?
Yeah.
Why is he not doing that? Why is he not wearing that? He's not wearing that because of this. Oh. I mean, because God forbid, like, and I know we've seen it, dude. How many times you've seen guys get jammed up in so much doctrine, now they're almost combat ineffective. Now you're running through trying to do CQB with double iPro on, fogged up to no shit. You're trying to swing around, you're trying to make a shot because you're pressured by some asshole who's never really done it, and you shoot one of your buddies in a training exercise. I've seen that.
I've seen conventional army forces with their body armor requirements, with the neck pieces,
Yep.
and the truck pieces.
This is what I'm talking
and then
about.
these shoulder
But it's
pieces.
not combat ineffective, man. You can't run like that, dude.
Can't move around.
No.
You ain't covering any ground in that piece.
No.
You raised a point there that reminded me of something that happened fairly recently. We had a guy basically tell all of us that we were no longer allowed to wear Velocity t-shirts. We were no longer allowed to wear this type of footwear. We couldn't wear baseball cap. All this stuff. And my argument for the short sleeves was, why can't we wear short sleeves? It's not fire retardant. You have to wear Gen 3 or Gen 4, whatever it is, flame retardant, FR, has to be this. And in my mind, I'm like, you've been out of the squadron for probably about 10 years at this point. There's no danger of you running around in the stack whatsoever. And you stand there in the ivory tower and you've read this doctrine, this big army doctrine, and you've cascaded it down to the operators on the ground. But what you need to be mindful of is that if you've got guys running around in the thickest pair of cry that you can buy, and you're asking them to go and, you know, assault buildings for hours and hours and end, eventually that physical degradation is going to have a mental effect. Guys' processing power is going to be reduced. If they're comfortable in Velocity t-shirts, let them take the risk on it. You're happy to send them into a building full of armed occupants and accept that risk, but you won't accept the risk of them being comfortable doing it because big army doctrine says you have to wear this type of clothing because it may, like, I've seen people, like you guys, I'm sure, I've seen people get hit with blast. I've seen people get hit with burn and fire and all the rest of it. And I'll tell you right now, it doesn't fucking matter what pair of trousers you're wearing or, you know, how thick your gloves are. If you get lit up by something, that's going to make an effect. The thickness of your trousers ain't going to make zero difference if you step on a pressure plate.
Yeah.
Likewise, if you're in a car that's on fire, it don't matter what cry you're wearing. You're getting hot real quick, you know?
Yeah, then like you just zip it up, be like, oh, I'm good.
Yeah.
Joe Han's over there fucking melting his Velocity shirt, and
Yeah.
you and me just sit back chilling, chain smoking cigarettes. But you're on fire. You
Yeah.
gotta go.
And also, you got to know your roles and responsibilities. That was for a whole lot of the ground force stuff. Like, most of the shit we did was helicopters. So if I'm burning up in a helicopter, that's the last of my worries is my fucking skin catching on fire. Fucking helicopter's burning in.
Yep.
I'm gonna make right with Jesus regardless what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right there.
Nobody
But
puts
it was
the
it was big military doctrine, big army type deal that they started pushing over forces wide. Like, oh, we gotta protect because we can't save people's lives when they get in an explosion because their uniforms are sticking to their skin. All right, well, chances of me running over an IED is not as much as some of the Marine forces that were going on, the Army guys that were constantly going up and down. So to make my shit heavier doesn't make sense.
You make a good point, Joe. I mean, if you're traveling from, you know, wherever up and down Route Irish back in the height of the fucking GWAT, then yeah, by all means, put your side plates on, put everything on, because if you're just going to sit in the back of a wagon and man a turret and go back and forth, like, I get that.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to be hostile, agile, mobile across the battlefield, chasing dynamic targets, then I'm buying back some of that risk by putting it in a different place. I want to be light. I want to be agile. I want to be able to cut around. I don't want to be, you know, weighed down, bogged down by all this equipment, weight of all these contingency things. You need 10 magazines just in case. You need 5 spare batteries just in case. You need to spare this, spare that. It's like, nah. I refine my process to the threat. I look at the threat. I make decisions off education and experience. I take what I need, a little bit spare, and if I don't need it, it doesn't come. It's that simple. Like, that's the kind of mindset. But people that aren't living that or in tune to that don't see that. They go, well, you haven't taken that. You haven't got 10 mags. You're breaking SOPs. You've only got 4. I've never fired more than 2 in my entire career on a job, not in special operations. So why the fuck would I need 10? Why would I need 8 extra? Ridiculous. It's ridiculous, right? But you come back with that and they go, well, that's the SOP. That's what Big Army says. It's like, I know that's what they say, but let's have a bit of intelligence here. Let's do what we think's right. And who's got more experience doing this than us? Who else is doing this job tonight? Nobody else is doing it.
Exactly.
And why do all of the units look the same? Why does Hereford and Poole look the same? Why does Green and Blue look the same? Why does JTF2 look the same? If you put all of those each one of those operators in front of us now,
Just pull the patches off, you'd have no fucking clue.
pulled the patches off, you'd have no fucking clue. They'd all look the same. Until they open their mouth, you wouldn't know where their accent was from. They've all got the same kit, same outlook, same mindset. That's the reality of it.